Hi. I'm sorry. Hi, how are you? Do you hear me okay? Please keep streaming, buying, and buying. I'll be there. Yeah, please do that. Hi, everybody. So, who would you have? Oh my God, there's a lot of you. Choosing Happy, a reader who loves K pop, Multi Stan 95, Jimmy, Rebecca, Juliet, Elaine, Beth, Leah, Darren, Happy Stan, Lindsay, Liquid, Namhar7, Chris, Hoan, Jadine, Jaden, Rain, Rain Ranko, Me, L or Mel, Ina, Amiline, and Theos. There's a lot of you. Angels, Buni. Hello. How are you? Hi from Russia. Wow. I really want to go to Russia. Is it peaceful there? Is it safe? Hi, Leah. Hi, Easy. Esil. From Cebu. Hello. Good morning. Hi. Hi. It's peaceful there. It's safe. I really want to go there. I've written something about this. Can I share with you later? Of course, Ina. Of course, you can share it to me. Oh, Dumaguete. Hello. I was just watching Shiki. Well, we lost the vote. Actually, HYBE released, they just released a statement. They fired the person who, well, they're apologizing for the monitoring document. Do you see it? Let me see to see what you're seeing. 1 second. It should be on now. Okay, so that's their statement. They're saying that they apologize for the monitoring document. I bow my head and apologize. So this came from the CEO. Okay, to the industry insiders and fans regarding the monitoring document pointed out during the National Assembly Culture, Sports, and Tourism Committee's state audit on October 24. The document was created in the process of creating various responses and public opinions on industry trends and issues. It was shared with only some leaders for the purpose of understanding the market and artist fan opinions. But the content of the document was very inappropriate. I acknowledge all mistakes, blah, blah, blah. I'm very sorry and devastated by the fact that innocent artists and members are being misunderstood and harmed by the suspicion of completely untrue reverse viral. I sincerely and officially apologize to external. It just came out, yes, just now. We acknowledge the leadership had that received the document lacked awareness of the problem, and as CEO, we immediately stopped creating the monitoring document. We promise to establish guidelines and strengthen internal controls so that this kind of problem never happens again. Once again, we apologize. And there are talks. So Yi Jae-sang, so this is the new CEO, um, and they're saying there are talks that they fired the person who created the document. There's no proof to that. There's just this one publication who wrote it. um, but there you go. They apologize. Don't a lot of large companies? Okay, it came out just now. Yes, that being leaked is just traumatized. Is just to traumatize idols. Then, don't a lot of large companies do it? Yes, and I won't be surprised if other companies are also doing it. This is me still not caring about this. Thanks for the apology, I guess. People are saying Hype's staff are part of the comments on the report. I bet that the big three have been doing this. Who released that document though? Probably Min Heejin. Um, okay, so I was actually not gonna open with that. I wanted to open with something more positive, but I did get a copy of the document. It's still being translated. So if you want a word for word translation, You're not going to get it today because I gave it to somebody who is a professional translator who will actually translate it. And I will just post it in Patreon if you guys are interested in it. So, but I agree, it's crazy on Twitter. The translation seems suspicious. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to, because you're going to have to just wait. Okay, so someone forwarded me a document. I don't know if it is complete. It doesn't seem to be complete. It's definitely not. There were talks that it was 1,800 pages. And it's like, this is not 1,800 pages. Definitely not 1,800 pages. The other problem is that all of the documents that you're seeing online right now are redacted. So they deleted a lot of the portions of it. I'm going to show you some stuff. Okay. You're going to see a blank page. All right. You see a blank white page. So, yes. Okay. So, let's see. Um, Sorry, that's not it. Okay. So, this are some of the things that have been circulating online. And so some people actually translated it. So this is the Korean document and this is the English document. This is redacted. This is not how it was written. It is so obvious that they took out portions of the document and pasted it, and that's what they are trying to circulate. This is not how it was written. So a lot of the things that you will see are like this, exactly how you're seeing it right now. It is not complete. Okay. So that part you should not believe. Second, they have never backed down on what they initially said, that a lot of the things that they wrote there or the things that they wrote there were actually comments from the public, and that they just compiled it. um, and that's what they're doing. And then from there they're developing or improving their marketing tactics in response to how the public is actually responding to it. So it's not, they did not change. Even in the apology, when they apologized, they didn't change that. They're still saying the same thing, that they actually compiled it from online. So that part hasn't changed. So that's number one. Number two, as I've said earlier, don't forget that anything that you see online, especially if it is translated by anybody who's a fan of Min Heejin, those have been redacted and those have been improperly translated. So don't believe any of that. Um, so that's second. Number three, the I don't know why they decided to apologize. Probably it's to appease it's to do something about the court. They are still in court. They haven't gotten the decision for the injunction. And as you know, South Korea has a tendency to get affected by public opinion. So if the judge is on the process of making a decision and they saw this, they don't want it to affect the decision. It will probably already affect the decision of the injunction. And that is probably why Min Heejin actually released this. Well, we have no proof that it was her, but whoever released this and redacted it, this is probably the intention for to affect the decision of the court case, the current injunction. That's one. And second, to mess with the release of Jin. Hello, and I'll be there. So in for all of us, we're not bothered because we know that companies do something like this. We do it, right? I mean, for the company that I'm working for, so I do have a full-time job, and I also have a business. So we do it. We look at what the public is saying about the competition, and we do something about it. And they did not back down on that. They didn't change their tune. That is what they have always been um, that is what they have always said. It's just that because things that have been going out are redacted, then it's appearing as if they were the ones who actually um, said those things when it wasn't them. Okay. All right. Another thing. So someone actually someone translated a part of the audit of the National Assembly. So I will post the entire thing on Patreon. It's not going to be behind the paywall. But there are just some things that are so funny. I'm going to read it just because it's so funny. If you want to laugh. It's so funny how I think I think they just didn't understand. That is my honest assessment. I don't think that they were biased. I just think that they didn't understand what a market research is. So, like, I don't know if you're seeing it well, but here, like, this is a weekly music industry report. This is an official document used by your company, right? A report. And then the CEO of BLIF Lab, yes, it's our company. And then he asked, like, this is an internal document, correct? And then Kim Teho said, we produce and review a lot of monitoring materials like this. Are you aware that this report contains content related to a group made up of minors? Um, and then it the exchange was that this is your internal document, so it means that you're represent that these are your thoughts, that this actually are your words. And then Kim Teho would just come back and say, well, we put it together, but this is not our words. Like, these aren't our opinions. It doesn't represent what the company thinks. Like this, Kim Teho, yes, in our company. Then why are you saying it's someone else's? Something you gather and report internally. And then the content you're showing, and then he got cut off. I'm reading from the report that you created. It contains appearance evaluations and crude expressions. This and so it's just so funny how they were Kim Teho, the CEO of BLIF Lab, was trying to explain that the document is just a collection of online opinions. And the assemblyman would come back and say and insist that this is their opinion. And then Kim Teho would again try to explain that this is not their opinion, they just gathered it. So if you want to laugh, just go there and see the translation. This is about album pushing. So there were some things going around online saying that the CEO of BLIF Lab accidentally admitted to album pushing. He didn't, and he made it very clear. He said that there were some sales, I guess some of their salespersons allowed returns. So when a store orders some albums, they would order, for example, 100 pieces. This is just an example, 100 pieces. Usually, for the company, the brand, or the retailer, or sorry, not the retailer, but the brand itself, the product, they will not allow returns. For in this case, they won't allow returns. So when you buy it, when you order 100, you're supposed to pay 100, and that's it. Now, what happened is that some of their salespeople were accepting returns. So even if I order 100, so that would count into the report that 100 were sold, and then I would return one. So it's not 100, it's 99. So that's what happened. And so he said, we found out that there were some salespeople that were actually accepting returns, and we told them to stop. And he said that it's only a small percentage, it's 0.3%. And so they were like, so this is album pushing. And he said, no, it's not album pushing. It's just that they accidentally, some salespeople were accepting returns. So we asked them to stop it. Anyway, the returns were less than 3%, 0.3%. And so it was like tennis. Like, so it's album pushing. No, it's not album pushing. It's like, so at the end, he insists, Kim Teho, the CEO of BLIF Lab, made it clear that because the returns was less than 1%, the returns were less than 1%, then they didn't actually affect the market. So it's not album pushing at all. And they stopped that practice. So all of this I'll post in Patreon. Is not going to be behind the paywall. So if you want, just I'm not laughing about this at all. It's so funny. It's very, very funny. Um, but I told you last time that there are things that are worse things are coming, right? I told you last time things are coming, and it is happening now. Um, I said that when the album of Jin is announced, something's going to happen. If and when the album of J-Hope is announced, something is again going to happen. Um, as we go closer to 2025 June, things are going to get worse. So if you think this is crazy, you got to brace yourself. You just got to man up, or you won't survive. You won't survive her. Um, so but that is the point. So my 2 cents is that just ignore all of these people that are trying to make up a narrative on their own. um it, it doesn't help to try and ride on to their delusions and their hatred. It is very, very obvious that a lot of these people are not really concerned about new jeans or even the welfare of other idols. They are just there because this is a chance for them to hate on Hybe and on BTS. So they know that they just gotta latch on to anything that they can use against BTS and Hybe, and this is it. Somebody gave them a weapon to use against Hybe and BTS, and so they intend to use it. So responding to them, trying to refute what they're saying, it's not going to help. Just continue supporting BTS, continue supporting the artists that you support, and be kind to other artists. So even if that artist is someone that they like, okay, for example, there are a lot of this is just an example. If group A has a lot of fans that are riding on this hate train, and saying a lot of things against BTS and Hybe and Big Hit or whatever, don't go against group A. Just leave the group A alone and show kindness to those groups, because it's not going to help us any. It's not going to help Big Hit or Hybe if we're going to hate on other groups that have nothing to do with it. It's so inconsistent with the message of BTS. So leave them and just continue supporting BTS. Yeah, just need to trust BTS and Big Hit. Be kind to the artists you support. Ignore the nonsense. Yeah. It has always been my policy, even in my YouTube, in my Patreon, in any of my channels, that I will simply not ride onto the hate, um, primarily because it's not in my DNA anyway to hate on anybody. So I support who I support. If I like this artist, I'm just going to post about it. I'm going to express my support. So I think that's the best way to go about this. They're not going to let this go. It will come up again and again and again and again. It's never going to end, even until after the return of BTS. They will still bring it up. So it's just there. You're just going to have to deal with the fact that it's there. You're just going to have to learn how to navigate around it, because they're never going to let it go. And best way to navigate around it is to support BTS. What? Okay. If only the district attorney would conclude the summary against Min Heejin sooner. It's pretty hard to ignore everyone. Believe me, I've tried. Um, Min Heejin is definitely winning. Um, I don't know if I mean, for me, my one and only concern is BTS. I do love, I love Les Seraphim and ILLIT and TXT, so I support them as well. And I'm looking at, for example, Les Seraphim and ILLIT and TXT, and they're thriving. I mean, I love the latest album of Les Seraphim. I love the fact that Sakura and Yoonjin actually co-wrote the Carrier single, and entered Billboard Hot 100, making it their first entry as songwriters in Billboard Hot 100. I love that fact. I love the lore of ILLIT. And they sold better this time than the first album. I think they're developing really well in terms of the lore, and I think I've mentioned here that that is the kind of narrative that I like. I like fantasy, manhwa, manga. So dark fantasy is something that I really relate to. So I love that for them. And TXT is just as they're about to start their world tour. um, and look at what Jin is able to achieve all on his own with barely any kind of promotion internationally. That is, his pre-release didn't get a lot of promotions internationally. I'm guessing that there will be more with his main single, but 6 million, more than 6 million streams. I think they're doing fine. I honestly think that they're doing fine, that all these things that Min Heejin is trying to do isn't really having any effect on the groups. Now, does it affect the executives? For sure, but that is their job. That is why they are there. So go ahead. The other thing is that always remember that Big Hit is not Hype. Big Hit is a private company. It may be owned by High, but it is a private company. We've said it before. Someone actually made the perfect um, comparison that Big Hit is actually a brother of Hybe, and everyone else are daughters and sons. So they're fine. The other thing is that there is Hybe America. Anything happens, they can always transfer their operation there, and that's their target anyway. They want to be bigger in North America because that's where the money is. So I don't know if she's really, I don't know if she's really achieving anything. Whatever she's giving the executives and the lawyers a headache. But so, I mean, that's their job, right? So no. She's okay. Hobie is in the US somewhere. He is in the US somewhere. And that's another thing. I love the fact that P Dog was with him, and Sun Sundok is with him in the US right now, because there were a lot of talks that Sun Sundok and P Dog were leaving. And we know that P Dog in the Weverse interview said that the only time he's going to quit Big Hit is when he's going to retire as a songwriter. And I love that they are again being surrounded by their OG team. The OG team is there with him. By the way, before I forgot to put this up, I was going to open with this up, but I have been shimmy. So um I love that they are I love that they're being secure, right? Yeah, I have I have the other jacket of the seven boys. So I love that they are surrounded again by their OG team, and I feel like even the fans, it's actually the OG fans that are still here and are thriving. So I love that for them. Like it's about time that we filter those that were just riding on the bandwagon. So okay. Thank you. Jimmy is cute. I'm just trying to use him for cuteness. I love P Dog. Yeah. Okay. Let me. So I hope that who said that? I hope that May, I think, was the one who said that. I don't think she's winning. I care about Hype as a whole, so it's hard when people are saying incorrect info. It is. The best way to counter that is, number one, don't give them the clicks, don't give them the views, don't give them the attention. Anytime you see something bad, post something good, or like something good, or retweet something good. Then you're countering, if you can, for every hate or for every wrong information that you see, like or retweet or post something twice as much. So you see one bad, post or like or retweet two, or share or whatever, depending on what kind of social media you're using. So that's the best way to counter it. So each time you see something wrong, something bad, then counter with two good ones. I have been streaming Jin non-stop, as well as voting for his comeback on Mnet. I have been streaming on two Amazon Music. I have always streamed on Apple Music and Amazon Music. I don't like Spotify because they pay very low. And I hate that they are being used as a, source of achievement, but measure of achievement, but whatever. So yes, but I've been streaming, Jen. HYBE is in the US somewhere. Just protect the artists we support. Let the company deal with their own internal issues, but learn to separate this too. Problem with media is they try to make the CEO's problem as their artist problem, CEO's problem. Yeah. So, and the best, and it stops with us, right? The buck stops with us. If we say, nope, I'm not going to consume that, then they won't say anything about it. I, I would rather, again, try to celebrate the good ones. And if you're a member of my Patreon channel, one of the things that we are going to be changing in the next couple of weeks is that we're going to create a thread for each member to just make it organized so that we can highlight the achievement of each member. So if you ever need something to post, go to my Patreon, check on the achievements of each member. We're starting it. It's not there yet, but we're going to start it next week. We're planning it. I just got my staff together. So we're planning it, but we're going to start doing that. So if you ever need something to post, go there and post that. And then I'm going to start doing that for girl groups as well and other groups. Okay. Sometimes one must lose a small battle to win the war. BTS will definitely do more than fine. They are already doing more than fine. Definitely doing more than fine. I mean, Jin has well, like how many, six brand ambassador deals? I mean, come on. How much is that? Easy 6 million. The people who are offended by the report are probably the ones whose comments are in there. Well, that's another thing that I wanted to point out. I think I wish that the takeaway here is for people to realize that for the assembly, the parliament of Korea, to realize that th- too much freedom that they are granting and protection that they are granting people online, that's also not good, because then people can just say anything that they want to say without accountability. And that's part, I know that a lot of people hate Elon Musk, but one of the things that I like about what he is trying to do is to make everybody accountable for what they say, right? Because he can't just be behind your keyboard and your monitor and just spew hate on anybody and not be responsible for it. I don't think that is right. I think if you're expecting people to be accountable for the things that they're saying 10 years ago, then you have to be accountable for the things that you're saying now. So that is what I want. I wish the Korean assembly learned from this entire thing, that all of those comments that they were seeing came from online forums in Korea, and they feel that those are too much, like they are practically verbally abusing kids. And I thought, so why didn't you do something about it? If you're a legislator, then write a law that will make these people accountable, or at the very least write a law that will make the owners of these websites accountable for what they allow to be published. But because they're so focused on trying to bring down HYBE, they aren't thinking about it. The only thing that they were thinking about was to make the CEO of BLIFT admit that the content of the document was the opinion of HYBE. So what is not 100% confirmed? So Living Sweetly said it is not 100% confirmed. I think they're just upset with HYBE because they're branching out to other countries, and that's something they can't control or manipulate. Yes, I think so. A lot of the things that BTS Big Hit are doing now outside of the country, they have nothing, like they have no control over it. I think another thing is that many oh, okay. So there was this, I was having a conversation with someone. Who was that? Well, anyway, they said that one of the things that started straining the the reputation of BTS in HYBE, oh sorry, in Korea, was when they dropped, who was that, award ceremony that they dropped so that they can go to the New Year's celebration in Times Square. So that started it because it was obvious that BTS was actually trying to, they were prioritizing the West more than they are giving attention to Korea. The end of the year show, yeah. So remember that they dropped that so that they can be the main performer for the MBC year end show. There you go. So a lot of people said that's how it started when BTS dropped them so that they can attend the Times Square New York festival, the New Year celebration. That's where it started. Blackpink dropped the year end shows too, didn't they? Yes, but they were never the main act. BTS was supposed to be the main act. Wow, Times Square is like the biggest performance of the year for the USA, probably the world. Korea didn't give attention to BTS, so then they get upset. I mean, a lot of the try to focus. I mean, really look at what BTS or BTS members are doing. A lot of their music, their promotions are actually on the West. Um, Jungkook's promotion was primary. I would say 75% West, maybe even 85% West. RM didn't even bother in music shows. Um, and Jimin had one performance and it was the West in the West. So it was like you can practically see where they're headed. Didn't MBC apologize for this? Yeah, they made amends with BTS with Big Hit. So eventually they kind of admitted that ever since that event, that happening, that incident, they actually stopped inviting Big Hit talents groups, hype groups actually. And then eventually they made amends. RM's music is not for Korean music shows. RM's music is simply not for Korea. It isn't. I'm sorry, but it isn't. But the weird thing about Big Hit offered to record something for MBC, but they were bitter and just no. Yeah, they offered something because they wanted to attend. I mean, I would do the same thing. Come on, it's the biggest celebration in the US, and this is the biggest music market. Of course, they're going to say yes to this. So yeah, they did offer to pre-record something, and just MBC was like, no. You either come here, you choose us over that or over the biggest show in the biggest music market or nothing. Times Square is like with million viewers. The other is like tops 100,000. 100,000. BTS Forever 7. You're being too generous. MBC threatened BTS, then won't be invite. Yes, they didn't invite them anymore. Le Seraphim's music is increasingly not for Korean either. Warren, I think that has always been the plan. I honestly think that has always been the plan. If you listen to their discography, you would actually recognize that their music has always been designed for the international market. I think that is by design. Army Cavite are champs, and they had made. Okay, so I also wanted to share. I actually, so as I've said, as I've mentioned earlier, I wanted to start with something light because we're always starting with something heavy. It's just that news release was released, so I had to read it to you. But many asking me to continue sharing the road to 1 billion of BTS. It's now road to 1 billion, 2 billion, and 3 billion. Would you believe it? We have Jungkook is already on his way to 3 billion. By God. So I hope you see it. Are you going to tell us to ignore this until June 2020? um, let's go to this one first, to our boys. So road to 1 billion, 2 billion, and 3 billion right now. Jimin's, so the last time that I checked is October 26th, a month after the last time that I checked. So Jimin's, it's on top primarily because it's the one that is inside Billboard Hot 100, and we want to maintain as much as possible. We want a BTS member in there consistently. And now that Jin is releasing his album, I hope that he enters it too. Have two. Why not two, right? So okay, so Jimin's Who is already at 850 million. So he's 150 million away from hitting 1 billion. And the estimate, according to my fantastic math is is November 8th, 2024. Math is not my strongest suit. Okay, so don't kill me. So this is just an estimate based on my top tier math. I'm certainly not Jimin. So okay, so BTS's next 1 billion will be Fake Love. It's extremely slow. It's going so slow. It's right at 844. So estimate would be January 24. Jin's astronaut is 534. It's half a million, half well, 500 million away from 1 billion. Suga, we need to stream for Suga, J-Hope, and RM. Come on, guys. We need to stream for them. Let's go. Okay? Could you explain the reason behind YouTube deleting views for BTS MVCS in a bit? Okay, so Jimin, the reason Jimin has two is because before who we were actually tracking Set Me Free, part two. Love Me Again is very close, 896,209. The estimate would be December 13 this month, this year. And then Jungkook Standing Next to You is 976. I think it's 980 now or something, 985. So he could be the first Korean act to have three songs with 2 billion, with 2 billion, yeah. So, um okay, so that's for their 1 billion. For 2 billion, it's Dynamite, Butter, and Boy with Love for BTS. Um, Dynamite is the closest to 2B with 1.949. And then Butter, and then Boy with Love. Jimin's Like Crazy is one quite crazy is 1.299 billion. And then the only one with 2 billion is Jungkook 2 billion. And so the estimate according to my fantastic math is November 18, 2025 for him to get 3 billion. Jungkook 7 surpassed 2 billion. So, oh, it did already. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. I thought it was standing next to you. So yes, so we are we for Jungkook 7, it's road to 3 billion. May Lewis, I have already decided to just ignore any vids and reports on all this hate train and have blocked channels that keeps. Okay. Why can't Hybe ever defend themselves like a PR statement like I did at my company as head of marketing? I have heard new run of J-Hope, so I streamed that because I like it more than more. Actually, all right, I do have a confession. I play for RM, I play Closer more than Wildflower. But I do stream Wildflower. It's just that I have Closer more in my playlist because it's really my favorite song of his. Miss Fairlane, please take great care of yourself as it seems these haters are not above in targeting BTS supporters like you in their drive to destroy Hype. We need you guys to continue. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think one of the benefits of being in the US is that we pretty have a we have some, there freedom of expression is pretty much honored here. And so for as long as you're not inciting violence, you're not threatening people, you're pretty much left alone. So I'm pretty sure my accounts get reported a lot. I'm sure about that. It's just that before they actually block somebody, for example in Twitter, a person actually manually checks if you hit a certain threshold of reports. A human being has to check before you get deactivated. And so because I'm not really spewing any hate against anybody, so but thank you for the concern. um Me too, I agree. Closer is on my regular. Closer is the bomb. I know, right? I feel like it should have been released as a single. I think commercially that is what would have made it more. So okay. um I didn't know this was affecting Jin. That makes me so sad. It's just because ar- armies are distracted when you're trying to battle several wars. You're bound to be distracted. So that's the issue. The Macne line is amazing. They're the most, commercially. Let's admit it. Commercially, they're the most attractive commercially. I'm a little late, but where are these numbers from? Spotify. I get it directly from Spotify. When did I release the statement? Just now, just before, at the beginning of my stream, my live stream. Let's go. Please stream Jin song. Yeah, I mean 544 for the astronaut. So I hope that we don't drop astronaut in our streams. We just add I'll be there or his next single or both. The 1% difference is just so annoying. 1%? Why is 1%? Many people have checked out because they are tired of all the negativity. I heard about it that people just, what I thought is that they just stepped out of social media because of all the hate, but they still are supporting BTS. Road to 1 billion. I can't believe we talk in billions. I know, right? And I mean, we have 3 billion. Jungkook, road to 3 billion. So come on. um, but for me, Wildflower is a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece. It's just that I like Closer more. So I do have to confess that. But I stream Wildflower. It's just that I stream Closer more. BTS hold 1% of HYBE shares. That is old news. They have always had more than 1%. It's more than 1%. They've always had them as a group had 1%. So that's not really M countdown 1% difference in vote for Jin. I'll be there. Oh, okay. They're going to have to sue the private citizens who posted those comments online. That is what I'm hoping, that there is some sort of a regulation on this. The thing is that it's always like a slippery slope, right? Like where does freedom of expression begins and where does freedom and the right to protection start? Ends and begin, sorry. Where does the freedom of expression ends and where does the right to protection begins? That has always been the slippery slope. So um and there are now, I think, the technologies that are being developed will make it easier so that you get to say whatever it is that you want to say, but the minute that you cross the line, there has to be some legal repercussion. I have always believed in that. That if whenever somebody says like, "Oh, you need to get canceled because 1 year ago you said this," okay, if you're going to hold people accountable for what they say 5, 10 years ago, you have to be held accountable for the things that you're saying now. It's a fair trade, right? So, but unless people are willing to do that, then where do we draw the line? So I hope that if there's anything the Korean Assembly will take out of all of this is that there has to be some sort of a limit in the freedom that they're allowing this forum posters to have. V and Jungkook and other, okay. This is so great. All BTS members are on the Billions Club. Well, not yet. Someone posted like, if we don't move for the Yung line, there will be another group that will hold the record for having all each of their members have 1 billion streams. So we need to move for the Yung line. How does one vote for Mnet? There's an app you can vote. I'm streaming more since I saw YouTube is now placing MVs of their artists as an ad. What's organic about it? They've always done that. YG is known for using ads. I think JYP as well or SM, one of the two. So they've always done that. Nothing surprising about it. Donita, get the app, the Mnet app. Yeah. So that is what Clarice is saying. I wish they would sue this one YouTuber who's always posting lies on his channel about the matinee line. Okay. All right. So next is the longest stint in Billboard Hot 100. Um, of course, BTS has dynamite 32 weeks inside Billboard Hot 100. They would have stayed longer had Billboard not changed the rules. They changed the rules. Psy is 31 for Gangnam Style. 50/50 has 25 weeks for Cupid. Pink Fong, Baby Shark 20, Tied with Butter 20, and tied with one of the girls, The Weekend featuring Jenny, but Jenny is a K-pop artist. So Standing Next to You is 19. Number 5, Miss Universe Left and My Universe Left and Right, 17 weeks each. So tied at number 6. Number 7 is 7, also for with Jungkook featuring Lado, and I'm a Gentleman Psy, 15 weeks each. And Who by Jimin is 14 weeks. If he goes one more week inside, then he will tie 7, and I'm a Gentleman at 7. And then Mic Drop BTS, 10 weeks at number 9, and 3D Jungkook featuring Jack Harlow at number 10. So obviously dominated by BTS and their members. We want to keep it that way. So that's why we want to continue supporting the songs as they are released. It's great that Hi Boy talks about this Korean, and then in English, it helps the Korean public know what's really going on. 8 in the top 10, magnificent. Correct. 8. More than 8. Is it 8? Is it just 8? Um, the internet is not your diary. People need to start using a pen and paper to express the thoughts in their head. Every time I go to the mall recently, I hear HYBE artists playing. They've sold some of their shares. Okay. I like the JT version more than Jack Harlow for JK3D. I hope that JK will just do a version with RM Suga and J-Hope. I will probably like that more than all the other versions that came out. Mic Drop, yes, Mic Drop is currently the only Korean language song inside the top 10. Oh no, sorry, Gangnam Style. What am I talking about? Gangnam Style and I'm a Gentleman. Wow, people really like Standing Next to You, even though it was his last promo release. They still have sold shares here and there. I think they're also buying. They're also buying shares. Standing Next to You has killer bass. BTS Trust and Love Army, they never drifted from this position. BTS even Jin said, okay, My Universe too. Oh, correct. Yes. Thank you, Bang Luna. Bang Luna, I got your. Okay. Sorry. Mic Drop is the song that made me army. Mic Drop, I just logged on your Chim Chim hoodie. It's adorable. Sorry, probably not on tone with what's being discussed. No, it's okay. I'm really, really using Chim Chim. I'm using him for cuteness. He's so cute, right? As and you can feel the bass. My universe. I thought 7 had more numbers. 15 weeks. That's a lot. You're not happy with that? Come on. No, but I love that Standing Next to You is his highest ranking. I mean, the longest stint for Jungkook, because that is his solo song. It's unaccompanied. I value that because they can't argue against it. It's his solo song. So, what's that about apartment surpassing butter? I don't know. I mean, maybe they surpassed some records. Records are meant to be broken. Certainly not number one yet. Yet, maybe they're going to rise in the next week. Who knows? Who knows? I need the Chim Chim hoodie too. I have all of theirs, by the way. Each of their characters I have their hoodie. I like that Hybe does his video in Korean. Oh, hi boy. Baby Shark though. Jin's song really brings me to a happy place. Very much needed positive energy that the world needs. Okay, so I think left and right is what I did not include here, but I think left and right also hit. They hit. Am I right? Left and right actually hit 2 billion. Let me check. Did it hit 2 billion or 1 billion? I'm buffering. I'm not buffering. I'm just not talking because I'm trying to search for because I'm trying to search for left and right. Oh, left and right is 1 billion. This is featuring Jungkook, Charlie Perth. So 7 is 2 billion. Okay, yeah, left and right hit 1 billion. So I should add it here. Um, I should add it here. So Jungkook actually he has effectively he can have three songs with 1 billion streams as soon as Standing Next to You hits 1 billion, which I think will happen in like the next couple of days. Jin, I'll Be There on Spotify is 15 million. My internet? Am I buffering? Am I buffering? I don't have Spotify Premium. It's so hard to stream like that. So far, it's working fine for me. Okay, you're good now. Yeah, I wasn't buffering. I was just not talking because I was searching for something. Yes, you were buffering a few minutes back. Not now, you were earlier. Okay. All right. So let's see. Where was I? I was trying to share some good news. So longest stint in Billboard Hot 100. So Jungkook is close to getting three songs with 1 billion streams, and he could possibly be the fastest Asian to do so. So um, let's get Standing Next to You to 1 billion as soon as possible. Let's get what are the closest ones? Love Me Again by V to 1 billion. Um, Jimin, Who, and of course, I'll Be There. As I hope that we can get it inside Billboard Hot 100. I know that this is a pre-release, but it would be nice if you can actually get it inside. That photo of Jungkook is so good, honestly. Okay. I'm glad that my choice of photo it gives you joy. Okay, the photo. Um, them tats. A lot of excellent BTS and solo projects. Yeah. So those are just because those are closest to to the next billion. And of course, Jin. Let's support Jin. Also, just want to reiterate because I get a lot of messages on Twitter. Just want to make it clear to everybody that I think by now you do know that I love the boys, all of them. I love all of them. It's just that whoever has a project is my top of mind. So Jin currently is my top of mind because he has a project. So I'll be posting a lot about Jin. I'm going to be mentioning him a lot on my live stream. It's not because he's my favorite, it's just that he's top of mind. So, and then when somebody else releases, when J-Hope releases, he's going to be top of mind. Also, the other thing that you please do understand is that I started becoming active on Twitter right around the time Jimin was going to release his solo album. And so if you search my Twitter, you would see that I post about him a lot because he was the one who was releasing an album when I started becoming active on Twitter. But if you go to my YouTube channel, I have posted a lot of videos on each of them. You can only get burnt, upset, triggered if you open the door. You are in charge. Correct. You are in charge. Can't wait for J Hope. As you know, I'm manifesting a world tour. So I'm just going to say it like in J Hope's world tour. I'm just going to manifest that. I hope and J Hope and Jin collaborate. It's definitely tiring. I'm just a few months away to be able to afford my own Spotify premium. Come on, Bellite Chicks. Such a great idea, Beth. Bellite Chicks. Why a few months away? I'm curious. Is it because you're getting a job or something? Counting posts is so idiotic. Oh, a lot of people do that, Bang Luna. You'll be surprised. Who's my bias? I've answered this a lot of times. I like each of them on different ways. Like for example, if you ask me whose beat I like the most, like beats and overall production, it would be Suga. If you ask me who is my favorite lyricist, it would actually be J-Hope and RM. They are both poetic in different ways. So in terms of lyrics. if you ask me in terms of big ideas, like big ideas in a song, it would be Suga and Jimin. If you ask me if I want something like in terms of the most unexpected, it would be V. If you want like in terms of the resonance and quality of the voice, it's Jungkook. So it's really different for each. If I am being forced to choose, I will probably choose whoever I'm seeing at the moment. Or I will just evaporate because I won't be able to make a choice. So all of them is the answer in different ways. In performance, whenever they have a concert, I see myself gravitating towards Jimin just because he's a great performer. But then when Jungkook starts singing, I look at him. So it's really just it's all and then Suga starts rapping, and it's just I don't know. Okay, did you cover Hype statement today? Yes, that was the very first thing I showed everybody. That means you love BTS uniquely. I do. Stop it. Jin has big choreo ideas. Oh, when it comes to ballad, I think Jin is the best. By the way, I think he is the best. Throw him any ballad, I think he's going to deliver. My eyes always go to Jungkook. Yeah, I'm so confused during a concert. Like I'm watching Jimin dance, and then Jungkook starts singing, and then Suga starts rapping. It's just like it's so dizzying. I don't know that. Okay, the being seven is a completion of every aspect that can satisfy our senses. I'm really looking forward to Jin's live performance, and ad libs is so good. It's hard to choose with BTS, so busy. I love how much Jin has done for Army since he came back. I really want to support him. I do too. Um, I just tuned in and proof your chim chim. The weather is starting to be like hoodie weather in LA. That's why I need seven fan comps and one group cam for every performance. Yeah, because I have to. Yeah, that's we're the same. Whenever they release a performance video, I have to watch it 8 times at least because I will watch like as a group, and I try to concentrate on each. We need seven eyes to watch all of them at once. Um, okay, so in the next succeeding live, so I'm I'm starting to create my team. I already have two assistants. Um, we're going to first on live streams. I'm going to create some sort of a format so that we're not just talking about controversies or negative things. I will try every several videos. I will try to feature one BTS member and one other artist that is not BTS, like an artist that I like. Just talk about them, to introduce them, talk about their highlights, what I see about them, the products or the projects that they have done in the past that I feel like we need to pay attention to and stuff like that. So that it's not all negative, not just Min Heejin and this controversy with Hybe. So that's one. I also in my Patreon, we will start ate saan ka dito sa LA? LA. What do you mean saan ka dito sa LA? She's asking where I am in LA. So we and then in my Patreon, we started. I was contemplating on whether I would open a chat for each member. But then I decided maybe for now it's better to just create a thread for each member, and then we will post achievements, projects, updates in under each of the thread of each member so that we don't miss achievements. Like for I feel so guilty that we're not actually celebrating the wins of RM. He's won so many awards in different film festivals, but we don't pay I personally I'm not paying too much attention because Jin is releasing an album, J-Hope's just got discharged, all of those things that are happening. So I think having a dedicated page in my Patreon would be good. So if you want to join, there is a free membership there, and as I've said, I have help now that will research and keep track of all the achievements. And then we will. So for now we'll do that, and then if there's any adjustments in the future, that I'll make that. Since I already have my assistant, we're finally moving when it comes to the Asian Entertainment Magazine. So we're starting to work on the website. Hopefully, we can launch it very soon. It won't be because I'm funding everything out of my own pocket. So it's going to be limited resources for now. So we're going to design it in such a way where we're not really competing when it comes to the news, but more on analysis, critical reviews and stuff like that. And then as we grow, then we'll probably get into the news as well. Okay. So, and then I will update you on, I think in my next live is when I'm going to update you on the story that I'm writing, a novel that I'm writing. As you know, I like imagining my characters physically. And so since this novel has seven male characters, I'm imagining the seven members. It has nothing to do with them. It's not a fanfic. So don't expect that it will be consistent with their characteristics and their personalities. They're very, very different. It's like MI2, Mission Impossible. I've been OT7 for years until recently. Jimin is my bias right now. That's going to change. You're going to shift to another one and then shift to another one. RM album is more artistic and critically acclaimed. It's not popular music, correct? Yes, I agree with you. Who is going to Jungkook exhibit in LA? Please support. I'm going. I'm going. I usually watch the replay since I'm in LA too. Replays of my stream. Okay. Jimin needs protection from the haters. All of them needs protection, but yes, Jimin needs protection. I agree with that. And we also need to protect the rest of the boys. Maybe unpopular opinion because I'm not just a BTS fan, but I feel that you will all know how great BTS is and how proud we are of them. Sometimes Army can get a bit over when commenting on other groups. Emma Street said, I like some Stacy too. I love Stacy. We used to live in Melrose Place in LA. Oh, hey, Melrose Place. Wow. That's an expensive apartment. I can't wait for Jimin to get discharged and to celebrate his 1 billion stream plaque. Yeah. I mean, he's going to celebrate too by the time that he gets discharged, right? I just went to the festa too. Yes, you have armies who down talk other groups and vice versa. It's not cool, but that's just the K-pop world. All has their own opinion, no matter how off they can get. Yeah, so that's another thing that if you're going to follow me on Twitter, for example, or even on my YouTube channel, do expect that I'm going to be talking about other artists because it is Asian entertainment and culture after all. So I love reading mythology. I love reading books in general. So I do talk about books there. I talk about other artists, mythology, some stuff about art culture, Asian culture. Also, if you're a member of my Patreon, I do give away copies of books that I like twice a month. For this month, I gave them Almond. This is the book that Suga and RM were reading in the soup. It's a great, great novel. And we're probably going to start like some sort of a book club just so we can discuss like what we felt about the book and stuff. So do join my Patreon. There's a lot of things happening there. Do you need extra hand for the research writing? Yes, Ina. I'm looking for some people. Message me. Anyone going to the Mall of Asia for BTS exhibit? The PH exclusive merch are so good. There is limited edition Barong. No, I need to have that. Oh my god. Oh, okay. I need to have that. Barong is our national. That's our traditional shirt. I'm not sure my brain could handle such reading. It's a good novel. There are like other books as well. Like I gave them a copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People. Uh, I will be giving them a copy of The Art of War. I mean, by the way, many of my subscribers have already read many of these books. So, but for them to have a copy and just reread it would be nice. Only 15 units of the Barong Top. How do I get one? I don't get hating on groups. If I'm not a fan, I don't worry about them. Hating on groups must take so much energy. Yeah, I have Almond. I have not started reading it yet. You have to start reading it. It's so good. I used to read, but reading makes me sleepy now. You can do audiobooks. It's late. Happy Stan OT7 by Bang Duna. Yep, I know too. It's something that I just have to accept. I love your sweatshirt. I'm on I don't know if they still have this. It's like one of their early sweatshirts. BT21. Okay, those shippers who make shipping video needs to stop making those, so just don't pay attention to them. I do audiobooks. I still have to read again The Art of War. Okay. So if you're a member of my Patreon, you will get a free copy of that. It's I faced it every 2 weeks because you do. I mean, if I give it to you one a week, you won't be able to read all of those books. So I thought I'll just do like one every 2 weeks. So almond, I didn't give any yesterday. I'll give something next Monday. Art of War is somewhere there. There are also something on marketing, some books on marketing. So just stay subscribed. You're going to get a lot. Is it too much trouble to have our own Billboard top 10? One could be streams, one could be awards, one could be news on individual members. Oh, you mean in Patreon? Lea Salonga also posted about BTS pop-up in Manila. So good luck. I hope everyone gets PH merch or buy a pop collection. Is there any free site for audiobooks? No. Not that I know of. I mean, no, not that I know of. You know what? If you just read, all you need to do is read 5 pages a day. That's all you need. 5 pages a day. Before you know it, you'll finish the book. Try me. I read Pride and Prejudice in one night. Oh, wow. I won't be able to do that. What armies do is nothing compared to how other fandoms try to ruin BTS career. Pilahan nightmare. I don't get hating on end groups. Oh yeah. So if you oh yeah 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 in the US you can try library. Uh I think they have audiobooks. My library is Beverly Hills. Yeah. You all need to stop blaming any of the BTS members for anything like charting, etc. Yes, on YouTube there's some free audiobooks. Oh, Rebecca said there are some free audiobooks on YouTube. I think the library have them like country county libraries, yeah. So if you want you can open a you can get a library card on Beverly Hills if you're in LA. It has some great books. I don't have time to waste on things that I don't like. There you go. Me too. Audiobook. Bay has free audiobook for download. Lara said, try Audiobook Bay. Amazon has audio and books. She's asking for like free ones. Idol's mental health is important unless it's a BTS member. Or you are in Lake Balboa. A book reco before the coffee gets cold, really good. She has a recommendation. Maybe I can give it to my Patreon subscribers if I get a copy. Commodores are friends in Los Angeles. I can't do audio, it's too slow for me. I read really fast. Oh wow. Sadly, I'm in the Philippines. Have you heard of something about threats against Yoongi and that they're increasing his security? I heard about several threats against Yoongi. Someone wanted to do something where he works. Some fans are trying to do that. I've said this before. I won't put it past these people to actually target not just BTS members but their families. So I'm sure that Big Hit is doing something about it. LibriVox is it is free and it is legal. So sad. Kindle will give you free audio. Okay. JK's Golden Anniversary exhibition opening in LA starts November 1st. Lucky LA armies. Yep, I'm watching. This makes me so upset about Suga. A lot of audiobook apps will let you change the audio speed. Um, the other thing is that I would encourage people to also explore other music of other artists, not just K-pop artists, but other Asian artists. One thing that would be that you would be able to do if you explore other K-pop artists is that it will confirm it will confirm to you how good BTS music is. It's like, yep, I am standing the right group. But there are other groups that have really, really good music. And so if you're a member of my Patreon, I do recommend books. I'm trying to not just books, but also other like music. So you can if you want, you can be a member of that, of my Patreon, and you will get the recommendations. I'm trying to do it weekly now that I have help. I will most likely be able to do it more regularly. So try that. So I will be releasing a video about One OK Rock today at it in several hours. So please try to watch that. One OK Rock is the collaborator of Jin in one of his songs. Fourth song, I think the title is Falling. Um, Taka, the lead singer and the primary writer of One OK Rock, and Toru, who's their guitarist, participated in the composition and the production of the of the song, of the fourth song in his album, Jin's album. And they're really good. I actually have been following them for a while. If you go back into my YouTube channel, I've posted several things about them already. So I'll do one, hoping that more people will be interested in them, given that they are collaborating with Jin now. I love Jackson Wang. I love him too. Okay, all right. So good night. Donita said good night. I'm turning in for the night. Enjoy the rest of your time zones. All right. I'm also about to get off. It's more than an hour. So on my timeline, fans are being completely unhinged on Lesser of Him. Why do you think fans hate Lesser of Him so much? Because they're good. Honestly, because they are so good that you kind of need to put them down early so that they don't get bigger and overshadow the other artists. They are really so good and they are poised. And I think everyone knows this, that they were formed with the exact intention of going to the North America in mind. That is the mind frame. I'm realizing that now, given the last album that they had. I realized that I finally got what Bang Shiyuk was trying to do in the beginning. If you watch some of my early videos about Lesser of Him, I said it already. I said they are the most talented group, female group, but I don't know if they're going to be the most successful commercially, because I don't think Korea was going to resonate with them. And I realized that it was never Korea from the beginning. It has always been the North American market, and it looks like they're going to make it. So that is why they're getting hated a lot. And so it's the same thing as how you're doing it for BTS. What I would suggest is just give them a chance. Give their songs a listen. You don't like it, push it away. Don't listen to it again. But if you listen to them, you will realize, okay, you will either just simply realize they are going to the North American market, or actually you will like them. But regardless of who the other artists you're supporting, if you just support them, don't pay attention to their fans, because every group has toxic fans. Like even BTS has toxic fans, right? So if you don't pay attention to their fans and just concentrate on the artist, you're going to enjoy it so much more. And that's what I do with Lesser of Him, ILLIT, TXT. I just enjoy them. Stray Kids, I just enjoy the group. I don't care about my favorite girl group is actually Twice. um, Luckily, there's not a lot of toxic Twice fans. There are some, but not a lot. But yeah, so I just concentrate on these groups and don't pay attention to anybody else. So, but that is a question. That is the answer to your question, because everyone is starting to see that they are being geared to the North American market, and it looks like they're going to make it, so they want to destroy them early. One of the craziest things ever said about them was that their performance in Coachella was bad. If you look at that performance, it was one of the best ever. And people just trying to convince everybody that it was bad, because that's all they can do to destroy the group. The Ajumas are deadly. My fave GG is also twice. Yes, it's twice for me. Second is Mamamoo, and then it's a close a tie between ILLIT and Le Seraphim. Unpopular opinion, but I love Le Seraphim's song Crazy. I love it. I love Crazy. I think they are great. They will do well. The hate against them is vile. Lim Moon Young, suggestions, please. Im Moon Young, I do videos on Im Young Wong. I love their first week best. It was raw and fun. Actually, live. Stray Kids are not for me either. I understand that. XG ate. Oh yeah, I love XG, and I also love their relationship as a group because they seem to be really close. And I love how their mentor, Simon, is actually treating them. They're treated like human beings, not like objects or just cash cows. So I love that they are respected, that their opinions are respected. I love that for the group. I just butch names right and left all the time. It all boils down to MHG. My second is Mamamoo. My third is XG. Okay. So it's for me, it's twice Mamamoo, the Surfman, I'll It. That's a tie. I love Ive, surprisingly. I love Ive. I actually love Itzy. I love XG as well. I love XG. And I also like the Rose a lot. Rose or the Rose. Rose. I love Rose. She's the one I listen to among the Blackpink uh, group. I love On OK Rock, one of my favorite bands. MHJ need to lose a court case so she can get. Yeah, I have a feeling this recent controversy is actually going to affect the decision, and I think she timed it perfectly. Have you checked Cat's Eye already? Yes, I've checked them. I'm going to support them because the leader is our own. So I think I'm just going to have to wait until they find their identity as musicians. I don't think they're there yet. I think eventually they will. So I'm going to wait until they mold themselves into the kind of artists that they want. What is IA? Did MHJ really change the injunction reason? That is what I heard. I don't know if you can even do that legally. You can't hear a case for one objective and then change it unless the South Korean law is different. Sophia, our girl. Yes, she's our girl. So I'm going to support her. Moonbul's congratulations cover is so good. I love Moonbul. My favorite member though is Solar in Mamamoo. I heard MHJ so much that it sounds like a brand. Oh, Ilona Andrews. Living Sweetly. No. I sometimes listen to other group too. It's good. It's healthy to listen to other group. Who else I would recommend? Listen to SB19 of the Philippines. If you want really good voice, Bamboo of the Philippines is really good. I listen to Japanese artists a lot. Hikaru Tada is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Japanese act. Amy, One Ok Rock, of course, King Nu, so a lot. N Team has good music. I haven't really listened to them yet. I'm late. Was the HYBE report already spoken about? Yes. I showed them the report like several minutes after it came out. I like a lot of IVE songs. And my favorite member is you. Okay, let's see if there's anything. Somebody sent me a message. Never mind. Sometimes if I get like angry messages and it's just so funny. Anyway, let them be. I can't wait for MHJ sounds so good. Like MSG. I'm so old school. Um, all right. So but BTS and TXT are my main groups and Hypen. I love all genre of music, so listen to a lot of artists, but BTS is very special. Perfume, Morning Musum, and Utada. I love Utada. From Japan, okay. All right. So we are close to closing. Do you have any questions for me? Next, I will be going live again Wednesday. So I'll do this Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And then for my Patreon subscribers, I try to do one just for them once a week. So I'll do another live Wednesday. So if you have any questions, there's a topic you want me to talk about, let me know. I'll try to cover them. Um, I can't stop listening to Imu Yung Wong when I sleep. Do you plan to the recent Jesse topic? I talked about it several, maybe two live streams ago. If there is an update, I know that she issued an apology twice already, which I feel so bad about for her. I kind of am getting where netizens are coming from, if at all. Like they're saying that because the fan was a minor and she left, no one defended the fan, which shouldn't be her problem, but because she was an adult in that situation, kind of. So that's where the the issue was coming from. That the fan was a minor and she left. Jessie, although I do not, just want to make it clear, I do not think that she deserves the hate that she's getting. She tried to stop it in the beginning, and there were like two grown men. What can she do? I don't even want an end team in Korea really go straight to the US and other countries. What did HYBE say today? What did HYBE say today? That they apologized for the internal report, and that they will stop doing it, and that they will revisit that. Not that they will stop. They will revisit on how they are their practices basically. With work and doing lives, do you get any sleep? I try, not a lot, but I try. Jessie's tiny. What could she do? Exactly. I mean, what can she do, right? At the question, I was wondering, like Jungkook's golden album, how would you consider ba ang album as K-pop album? Artist dahil ba Korean? So she's asking, how would we consider an album K-pop or not K-pop? Considering that, for example, Golden was really just an album. It's a global album. It's a Western album. So why is it still being classified as K-pop? I'll cover that in the next live. I'll answer that. I'll provide a better explanation and like a more comprehensive explanation, but it's not a clear cut thing. It's not like this album is K-pop, this album is not K-pop. So, but I'll answer that in the next live. I think content creators just like to jump on negative news because negativity somehow brings more views and comments. Uh, True, not in my experience though. My best performing videos have always been positive ones. Do you end up taking naps like Yoongi? I do end up taking naps, not a lot of naps. I definitely try to sleep more during the weekends. Um, but yeah, it's still not enough. I still don't get enough sleep for sure. I need the Korean police to step up already. How would Jesse know his age? Stop the fight and say, how old are you? Oh yeah, I'm kind of true. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, she does not deserve the hate. Definitely. I'm thinking how Min Heejin said she was going to destroy BTS, not in those words, but close to it. She did say that the best way, she said something like, that's the plan, like destroying HYBE is, will have to be strategic. They need to look and find the weakest link before being able to destroy the company first. Who's supposedly mistreating B? Nobody's mistreating B. Who's mistreating B? V won't allow that to happen to him. Hi, CJ. We're about to end. The comments Jesse's getting are vile and dangerous. I know. I think so. She issued two apologies. They told me that she left the country. I can't blame her for leaving the country. I would have. I think I would still fall before BTS. BTS is not going to fall. Hyde needs to clear house. I honestly, all of these things that they're saying, like, oh, she's Min Heejin is succeeding. What has she accomplished? What has she accomplished so far? All the groups that she's trying to bring down are actually thriving. They're thriving so well. BTS is alive. People are here waiting for them. Look at the streams of Jin with abs with basically very minimal promotion. Six 6 million. I mean, come on. What has she achieved? That is a question that you need to ask. What has she achieved? Why are people saying that she is actually winning? What has she achieved? What has she done? She's just disturbing the executives. Not their job. Let them be disturbed. right? I mean, if she wants to drag all those CEOs to court, go ahead and drag them. That's their job. That's part of their job. They're getting paid to do it. Meanwhile, all the groups that she's trying to destroy are thriving, from BTS to NHYPEN to 17 to Lesser of Him to ILLIT. Come on. Come on. She's not, she hasn't achieved anything. She hasn't accomplished anything. She hasn't won anything. They just want to make you think that she's actually winning to dishearten you, but she hasn't accomplished anything. If if Jimin is able to stay in Billboard Hot 100 for 14 weeks with basically well, not basically, with no promotions, if Jungkook is able to cross 1 billion streams for 3 songs while he's in the military, if RM is able to win all of these awards when he's not even participating in the premiere of any of these movies, come on. Jin has like 6 million brand ambassador deals. Come on now. Come on, people. Give our boys more credit. They deserve more credit than this. But how only few get that Min Heejin is devil? If HYBE part is wrong, hope they get to reflect that part. I will never be an ex. That's a good decision. New jeans are only trying to embarrass. Yeah, they haven't achieved anything. Min Heejin has not achieved anything. She wants to make you think that she is winning, but she has not achieved anything. Absolutely nothing. Everything that she's talking about is just talk. If you go to South Korea, the main general public is just, they're just so sick of this, they don't even want to listen to it. Come on, just continue supporting our boys, because they're with all of this noise that she's trying to create to distract us from what the boys are doing, she's still not succeeding. So you're not on social media, it's the best decision you can make. She's just so greedy. They're probably sick of her complaints. NJ has a great first year, that's about it. I too believe she's trying to use Solo Stand. I have news for you: Solo Stand was never of any help. They were never okay. Just to make it clear, there are fans that are just fans of one member, but they're not trying to destroy other members. I don't consider those toxic solo stands. I just consider them fans of one member. Those are helpful because all they do is just support one member, right? As long as they're not destroying other members. But those toxic fans who just want to believe that this member is actually going out, this was with this member, or one member is getting mistreated, those aren't fans. Those aren't solo fans. They're just deranged, and they're not actually helpful. When it comes down to it, they're actually not buying the records, they're not streaming, they're not. So don't pay attention to that. Whatever they can get those people, because those people don't help us anyway. Focus on positivity. Yes, please focus on positivity. Come on, think about it. What has Min Heejin achieved? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Again, if dragging the CEOs to court is what she calls achievement, she can have that. Go ahead and drag those CEOs to court for as long as you want. Drag them to your heart's content. That is fine. That is fine. That is part of the job of a CEO, to face all of these battles, to go to court, to get grilled by the National Assembly. That's part of their job. For as long as the artists are doing fine and the artists are doing fine. So just support the artists. Focus on supporting the artists, and she will lose every battle she's trying to fight. I promise you. They will get tired of her as well. Daegu boys don't play. They don't. Daegu boys don't play. Busan boys don't play. What are their other what are their provinces? Why are people involving themselves in the corporate fights? I don't understand. It's just fun. Question: is NJ losing endorsements? There have been no announcement from the brands, but I think 6 or 5 of their brands already announced new ambassadors. So it looks like it, because it seems that they're not. This is right around the year or the time that they're supposed to be launching a new campaign. If you renewed your endorsements and that's not happening, so it looks like the brands that they were representing are signing in new endorsers. Moral of the story: trust BTS. I'm still curious who are the 5 Eagle brothers. Support your artist. I'll discuss that in the next. Support your artist and don't go to other fandoms. Yes. Okay. Hybe apologized to V is trending again. Why? Oh, don't pay attention to them. All endorsers are with Jin. I think it's brought about by why all solos have this, right? V solos, Jungkook solos, Jimin solos, Suga solos, J-Hope solos, RM solos, Jin solos. So every other day, there's a Hybe has to apologize to someone. Okay. Bye, Jazzy. Okay, so we are actually closing into an hour and a half. So I thought I was going to keep this shorter, but when you're going to what are going on in Vsauce? People are always trending nonsense. Jin is killing it, and let's continue. Let's make sure that he will continue to kill it. Okay, living sweetly, well said, is what they said. Cherish high vibe said, living sweetly, well said. Love the sweatshirt. So pretty, right? The K-popper mentality is that they are the only ones who can save their faves. Exactly. Exactly. Hit the like button, everyone. Yes, please hit the like button. Okay. All right. See you next stream. If you have any requests for topics, let me know. Please be a member of my Patreon community. There is a free membership if you want to try things out first. I'll see you next time. Please join Patreon. Let's read books and let's discover new artists. Thank you. Bye.